All right, so I'm going to be real with you. I make $336,000 a year. I'm 28, I fix heating and cooling systems for a living, and my wife and I have $1,000 saved. Yeah, I know. This is how I spend my money in Chicago. So let me explain the job first, because I know what you're thinking. How does an HVAC guy make $336,000? I'm a general foreman on commercial jobs. Big stuff. We're talking hospital mechanical rooms, high-rises on the lakefront, data centers out in the suburbs. I'm union, local 73, sheet metal and HVAC. Been in the trade since I was 19, straight out of high school. My dad said get a trade. I didn't listen for about 6 months, then I listened. So the way union work pays, it's hourly, but the hourly rate it's not what people think. My base rate as a general foreman is $63.50 an hour. That's just the check rate. The union also pays into my benefits on top of that. Health insurance, pension, annuity, but that doesn't come off my check, so we'll set that aside. Regular wages, $132,000. Now here's the thing. Commercial HVAC doesn't care about your schedule. Buildings need to be done. Contractors have deadlines. My company's running a $40 million hospital job in Evanston right now, and they need it done by October. That means I'm working, roughly, a lot. I average about 60, sometimes 65 hours a week when we're pushing. Everything over 40 is time and a half, so $95.25 an hour for OT. I banked about 1,300 overtime hours last year. Overtime wages, $124,000. And then there's emergency calls, weekend system failures, building owners panicking on a Saturday because their HVAC system went down. Double time, $127 an hour. I did about 400 of those hours last year. Some of those calls I picked up out of bed at midnight in January. Rolled out of a warm house in negative wind chills to fix a boiler at a Loop office building. Worth it, but it takes something out of you. Emergency call-out wages, $56,000. Then my contractor pays a performance bonus at year end. It's not guaranteed, it depends on the job, but I've hit it every year I've been foreman. Annual bonus, $20,000. That's it. No side hustles, no rentals, no YouTube channel, one job, one income. My wife stays home. She left her job as a dental receptionist when we got married 2 years ago, and honestly, the logistics of 2 schedules when I'm working 60-hour weeks just didn't make sense. Total pre-tax income, $336,000. Okay, this is the part that gets me every time. Pre-tax monthly income, $28,000. I put $23,500 into my 401k per year. That's the max. My company matches 50% up to 4%, so they throw in a little too. Monthly, that's about $1,958 coming off the top before I see it. Monthly 401k contribution, $1,958. FICA. So this is Social Security and Medicare. Social Security caps out. Once you hit $176,100 in wages, you stop paying the 6.2%. I hit that cap in June. But before that, it's 6.2%. Then Medicare is 1.45% on everything. And because I make over $250,000 as a married couple, there's an extra 0.9% Medicare surcharge on the amount above that. When you add it all up monthly, FICA, $1,380 per month. Federal taxes. I file married filing jointly. After the 401k and the standard deduction, my taxable income is around $260,000. That puts most of my income in the 24% bracket. Monthly federal taxes, roughly. Monthly federal taxes, $4,002. Illinois state tax, flat 4.95%. No brackets, no games. Everybody pays the same rate. The barista on Milwaukee Avenue, the guy running the hedge fund in the West Loop. Same percentage. It is what it is. After the 401k, that's 4.95% on $292,500 a year. Monthly state taxes, $1,207. So what's left? Post-tax monthly take-home, $19,453. That's before the bonus. Just regular wages, $19,453 every month. And somehow we're not rich. Keep watching. The $20,000 bonus hits in December. The government takes their chunk, supplemental wage rate, so that's federal plus state plus Medicare on top of everything. About 28%, give or take. Taxable amount, $20,000. Tax rate, 28.4%. Taxes, $5,680. Total bonus take-home, $14,320. Total annual take-home pay, $247,756. Total monthly take-home pay, $19,453 from salary, then the $14,320 lump in December. For the monthly budget, we'll work with the $19,453, which is, and I want you to really sit with this, $19,453 a month after taxes. And we live in a rented bungalow in Portage Park. How? I genuinely don't fully know. All right, let's get into it. Rent, $2,200. We rent a 3-bedroom Chicago bungalow on the northwest side. Portage Park. It's a full house. Brick, 2 floors, little front yard, 1-car garage. The neighborhood is old school Chicago. Every house on the block is the same brick bungalow from like 1940. Our neighbors have lived next door for 30 years. There's a Polish deli 2 blocks down that I'd go to war for. The rent is not cheap by neighborhood standards, but for what we have, it's genuinely a deal. I keep telling Brianna we should buy one of these places, but that's a whole other conversation. Groceries, $1,100. Brianna cooks. Like really cooks. We're talking actual meals, not just throwing something in the air fryer. She goes to Mariano's for the regular stuff, Costco and Norridge for the bulk items. We have a full chest freezer in the garage. When she does a Costco run, it's like $400, and somehow it's all gone in 3 weeks. I don't know how. She also does Trader Joe's for some stuff. Point is, we eat well at home. The grocery bill is high, but the restaurant bill is also high, so don't get too impressed yet. Utilities, $320. Chicago winters are not a joke. We have gas heat in this bungalow, forced air, and our January gas bill last year was $280 by itself. In summer, the electric for central AC is another kick in the teeth. Also, we pay our own water and internet, Xfinity, which I hate, but there's basically no other option in Portage Park. Student loans, $0. This is my favorite slide. I have 0 student loan debt. 0. I went to trade school. My apprenticeship program paid me while I learned. I was making $23 an hour my first year as an apprentice at 19 years old, while my cousin was taking out $60,000 in loans to get a communications degree. I love him. He does not love talking about this. Credit card debt, $450. Okay, this is the embarrassing one. We're carrying about $18,000 in credit card debt. I know what you're thinking. We put $450 a month toward it, which is more than the minimum, but we also keep using the cards. So it's kind of a treadmill situation. It's mostly from when we moved in together, furnished the whole house, then Brianna's car needed a transmission, then I bought some stuff. It'll get paid off, probably this year. That's what I said last year. Investments, $500. Outside the 401k, we put $500 a month into a brokerage account, mostly just an S&P 500 index fund. It's not a lot for our income, and I know that. It's one of those things where I keep meaning to sit down and set up something more serious, and then somehow it's midnight and I haven't done it. Laundry, $0. In-unit, one of the perks of renting an actual house. Tyler's truck, $1,950. I bought a Ram 1500 TRX. For people who don't know, that's the performance version of the Ram pickup. It's a truck that does 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds and has absolutely no practical reason to exist in my life. I justified it because I haul equipment. I could haul equipment in a $35,000 regular Ram, but I did not do that. Payment is $1,200 a month. Insurance in Portage Park for that truck is $420 a month because it's worth $85,000 and it's a performance vehicle. Gas is $330 because it has a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 that gets 14 miles to the gallon, and I drive it to job sites that are sometimes an hour away. Brianna has thoughts about this truck. I don't press her on the subject. Brianna's Jeep, $1,100. Grand Cherokee. Payment is $720. Insurance $250. Gas $130. It's a normal car. A sane car. I take no credit for it since she picked it out, but it makes sense. Public transit, $0. I drive everywhere. The job sites aren't on L lines. I've taken the CTA maybe 4 times in the last year. Total responsible spending, $7,620. This is where it gets honest. Fun/random, $900. I got partial season tickets for the Bears. Soldier Field, Upper Deck, but still, those aren't cheap, and when you average it out monthly, that's a chunk. I also go to Cubs games, White Sox games. I grew up a Sox fan, Brianna's a Cubs fan, so we cover both. There's also just stuff. We'll be at IKEA for a lamp and come out $600 later. I bought a smoker last fall. Random concert tickets. Went to see Zach Bryan at United Center in November. This number is probably light, honestly. Alcohol, $550. Look, I work hard. And when I'm not working, I like a drink. We go to the bars in the neighborhood. There's a place on Irving Park that's been there since like 1978. Cash only, $4 old styles. We also go to places in Wicker Park sometimes when we want to feel fancy. And I buy cases of craft beer, bottles of Bullet, whatever. Brianna likes wine. We're not going crazy, but $550 is real. Ubers/Lyfts, $300. I don't take Ubers to work. But when we go out in the city and I'm drinking, obviously I'm not driving the TRX. I have enough sense for that. A Friday night in Logan Square is 2 Ubers plus whatever we spend inside. A January night where I don't feel like warming up the truck. Airport runs. Adds up. Total irresponsible. $1,750. Eating out/restaurants/delivery. $2,200. This is the one. This is where I lose my whole argument about being financially responsible. Brianna cooks, I said that. But we also DoorDash probably 4 times a week. We go out probably twice a week. Last month we went to Bavette's for our anniversary. That was $280 with wine. I get Portillo's on the way home from job sites more than I will admit. There's an Italian beef spot on Cicero that I've been going to since I was a kid, Al's Beef, and I go there probably twice a week. It's $9 for a beef sandwich. That's fine. That's not the problem. The problem is when Brianna opens DoorDash on a Tuesday night and we spend $75 on Thai food because neither of us feels like cooking and we have a full refrigerator. That's the problem. $2,200 a month. Could be higher if I'm being completely honest. Travel, $900. We go to Harbor Country every summer, Southwest Michigan. Rent a house on the lake with some guys from my crew and their wives. Split the cost, but it's still not cheap. We also did a Vegas trip last April, and Brianna and I want to do Italy at some point, so we're putting away a little for that, which I'm counting here. We're not crazy travelers, but we spend enough. Gym, $380. I have an Equinox membership in the neighborhood. It's $250 a month, and yes, I know that's insane, but the facility is legitimately nice, and after being on a job site all day, I want to go somewhere that feels like it respects your time. Brianna does a Pilates studio in Jefferson Park. That's another $130 a month. I did tell her we could just buy a Peloton. She did not respond to that. Hair, $450. I get a fade every single week. $40 at my barber in Portage Park, cash. I tip $10. So that's like $200 a month for me. Brianna goes to a salon in Andersonville every 5 weeks. That's color, cut, blowout, tip, It runs $220 a visit. Monthly average of about $250. Total household hair, $450. My mom grew up cutting her own kids' hair. I try not to think about what she would say. Clothes, $700. I spend a lot on work clothes because work clothes get destroyed. Duluth Trading, Carhartt, Red Wing boots. A good pair of boots is $350, and I go through 2 pairs a year. But I also buy regular stuff. I'll pick things up at Nordstrom Rack, Oak Street sometimes if I'm feeling myself. Brianna has a whole situation going on with clothes that I don't fully understand, but I see the packages. She'd say it's less than $700. I'm saying $700. Coffee, $200. I go to the Dunkin' on my block every morning before work. 2 coffees, one for me, one for whoever's riding with me on the crew, $8. Then I stop at Intelligentsia in the West Loop when we're working downtown because I've become the kind of person who does that. That's $7 a coffee. Then Brianna has an espresso machine she uses every day and buys pods for. It adds up. Subscriptions, $180. NFL Sunday ticket because I need to watch every Bears game even when I'm working. Netflix, Spotify Family Plan, Paramount Plus for Yellowstone reruns that Brianna got us into, iCloud storage for all the job site photos, some app I pay $12 a month for that I cannot remember what it does. Home stuff/furnishings, $600. We rent, but we live here like we own it. We've repainted, bought new light fixtures, got a new couch last fall. $1,800 couch, paid over a few months. I'm always buying something for the garage or the backyard. We treat this place like it's ours and spend accordingly. Tools/Tyler's hobby spending, $400. I know a lot about HVAC systems. I also know a lot about buying Milwaukee tool products I don't strictly need. There's a certain type of guy who works in the trades who just buys tools. I'm that guy. I also have a thing for the garage. I've been building out a little shop area. Epoxy floor, tool chest, workbench. This number is probably light. Total bonus spending, $6,010. 401k, $38,000. Been contributing since I made foreman at 24. The company match helps. This is the thing I feel okay about. Cash, $11,000. In a high-yield savings account. This is our emergency fund. It's thin for what we make, and I know it. It should be more like $40,000, honestly. The problem is, every time we build it up, something happens. The truck needed $2,800 in work. We went on a trip we didn't fully budget for. Brianna's parents needed some help with something. It just doesn't stay where it should. Other investments, $0. The $500 per month brokerage is new, so barely anything there yet. Total savings, $49,000. So here's where we're at. My wife doesn't work. I work 60-hour weeks all year. We live in a rented bungalow in Portage Park. We have $49,000 saved, and I make $336,000 a year. I'm not complaining. I want to be clear. I am not complaining. I love my job. I'm good at it. The trades gave me everything without a single year of college, and I'd do it again. But I will say, there's this thing that happens when the money comes in faster than you have a plan for it. You don't budget because the checking account always looks fine. You don't stress about the credit card because you could technically pay it off tomorrow if you wanted to. And then you look up and you're 28 with $49,000 saved and you're like, The goal is to buy one of these bungalows in Portage Park. They're going for $380,000 to $450,000 right now. Property taxes in Cook County are brutal. We're talking $8,000 to $10,000 a year on a place like that. But Brianna wants a place that's actually ours, and I want a garage I don't have to ask permission to modify. So that's the plan. Be more intentional. Pay off the card. Stop buying the walkie tools. Maybe get a different truck. Probably not that last one.